Should I speak?
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Okay. So let me first of all congratulate Dr. Siddharth Kaul and his colleagues for organizing this event on such an important day for all of us. We keep discussing various environmental issues globally. I'm glad to note that we have arrived at understanding on many of these issues through international conventions and treaties. UNFCCC, desertification, the climate change, desertification, climate change under UNFCCC, desertification under Forum. The similar way, we all realized quite a time ago that we need to work on very sensitive and important issue of wetlands to deal with environmental degradation globally. When we decided that, also happy to note that almost 50 years ago, a Ramsar Convention was signed and agreed, which in itself is a landmark development. The countries agreeing to work together on issues like maintaining, conserving, and providing safety net to wetland itself is a very landmark development. As you know, and we all know, that's why we are all here, that if you protect the wetland, you're not just protecting a small little body, a small little portion of land, but you're actually ensuring the survival and protection of an ecosystem. If the wetland remains intact, as was envisaged by the nature, we can ensure the continuing functioning of our ecosystem at large. Unfortunately, the relationship between wetland and ecosystem is not always recognized and therefore not properly understood. In absence of that, we might take a very limited view of why we should maintain small little thing, how does it matter? But if you lose one wetland, probably you are inflicting a serious damage onto the entire ecosystem. We thus must keep wetlands alive, to keep ecosystem obviously, but also to ensure water security. The wetlands play a very intermediary role between the entire water cycle of the world. It's a very important instrumentality through which the livelihood of ecosystem and the water security of the world is ensured. We have a very large number of wetland now protected. I'm aware of it. But what we have lost is far, far more than that. Just imagine some of our cities which have many more wetland than what they are today. The technology capital of the country, Bangalore, which has so many wetlands, is to be described as city of lakes. The lakes are gone, wetlands have disappeared, ecosystem is irrevocably damaged. Bangalore now needs to get water from different parts. Same with the system was prevalent in many of the cities of India. But because we wanted to develop the cities without considering the importance and the significance and the invaluable contribution of these water bodies through wetland, we forgot to preserve them. And we are paying and will be paying even heavier price as the days come along. We get large quantities of water to sustain our societies, our economies, our current level of population because of groundwater. Agriculture in India is carried out largely because of groundwater. And where does the groundwater comes from? There is no wetland. Probably the groundwater aquifers recharge will never happen. And therefore, groundwater is also maybe below the surface, that's why we can't see. But what we can see on the surface is more visible. But we think that is not playing any role because we can put a pump, and now we are putting very high powered pumps so we can extract water from ground. But wetlands are key players into this operationalization of this entire very critical chain of events that take place to reach. We must therefore treat wetlands as the artery to the entire society of India. The functioning of heart happens because of the arteries. If arteries are blocked, the hearts cannot function. We can do their bypass surgeries to ensure that this blockage in heart can be removed. But if you lose water bodies, we cannot recreate a water body. In a sense, we can, but not what the nature had already created. So let us best way to ensure that the heart of society, heart of India, functions properly. We have to ensure that all our wetlands are properly protected. And that is why we should focus on that, and I want to congratulate Mr. Siddharth Kaul for doing this phenomenal work by bringing together all the stakeholders for so many years. He has worked in the government and now is doing the work in the non-government sector. When he was in the government, he did an admirable job as he's doing it now. And I hope all of us will join hands with him to ensure that World Wetland Day is not celebrated only today, but we continue to focus on it each and every day to protect it properly. I must share with you a new initiative that we have launched as a public-spirited initiative. As all the well-meaning citizens of India, we want to bring them together. And for every village, we want to have one person who will protect the local water bodies there. The water bodies can be in any form. It can be a stream, a well, a lake, a river, whatever. A wetland is far more important because it has water but also has direct relationship with the land, and there cannot be water issue can be addressed without understanding its relationship with land, with air, with forest and everything else. So to understand these intricacies and to make sure that somebody takes responsibility as a guardian of this gift of nature, we launched a program called Nisarga Rakshak. A protector of nature will work as a volunteer, one for a district, one for every village, and to give them understanding and give them training about all this. We are training at least to begin with 100,000, maybe over a period of time 500,000 Nisarga Shikshan, The people will be trained in understanding the correlation between water and nature. And this Nisarga Shikshak, the teachers, the trained teachers will be given online training through Rishiyod University, of which I am a founding chancellor. And a Nisarga Rakshak for every village will act in coordination with so many well-meaning people of that village. And the villagers themselves will take the responsibility of protecting these water bodies, the ecosystem, the wetlands. So this program is already launched on the 26th of January. This is India's Republic Day, because Republic of India can remain strong, effective, when citizens themselves will take part in furthering the cause of the Republic. And one of the fundamental sounding principle of Republic is that people themselves must have the power, they must enjoy their own rights given the Constitution. But Constitution never gave and never specifically mentioned about a fundamental right to water, fundamental right to air, fundamental right to environment. Though it's part of directive principle of state policy, this is one of the most understood principle of Constitution, that nature is what is most important, is the protecting. So we are going to do that, and I'm sure Mr. Siddharth Kaul will be working together in ensuring that water bodies, wetlands will be protected by the citizens themselves through their involvement into this process. I remember when I was the Minister of Environment and Forest 23 years ago actually, I had launched a program about awareness. I used to always say that to protect nature, you cannot have a uniformed army. If at all you need army. But if you need army, you need people's army. People themselves must come forward and protect it. And that can happen only when we have a movement of people. We give them, each person understand the intricacies of nature because he lives along with the nature, by the nature, with the nature. But still, to give him a profound understanding about this correlation, we are starting this program of even training them. So Ramsar Convention provided a framework between the governments, between the countries, that provided a commitment. But there is need to connect to this Ramsar Convention the people themselves. Like I mentioned earlier, ecosystem. Ecosystem is very interconnected, and it is not interconnected with geographies. It's also interconnected with different sectors, different aspects. Water and environment is all connected. And that's how the understanding of ecosystem happens. But as it is as interconnected, you must have interconnectivity of international convention with people and societies. That is what we are doing. And I'm sure with our combined efforts, we'll be able to save whatever living water bodies we have. Whatever wetlands we have with us, we should try to protect them as most precious treasure that we have got. And that is what will make any country a prosperous country. Any country which doesn't have enough water resources can never be living as a peaceful country, as a prosperous country. To do that, maintaining wetland is the most important part of that entire exercise. So let me, on this very important day of celebrating International Wetland Day, to mark the beginning of the process started almost half a century ago in a city of Iran, will take us forward to the better future for the humanity, for the world. We cannot wait any longer for wetland to be survived. No more wait for wetland. we must work and ensure that we make wetland our priority. And therefore, I am very, very proud of the fact that Mr. Siddharth Kaul diligently, dedicatedly focused on this cause for a long time. So let me congratulate him. Let me congratulate all the partners and my friends who are participating in this endeavor. And let me offer you my best wishes, just not wishes, but support. As I said, we are planning at least 1 million of Nisarga Raksha in the next few years' time. Already we are connected to a lot of organizations in the country and we'll work on that. So we'll work together and take this process forward. Thank you very much. Congratulations once again. And thank you for inviting me because this is a subject which I passionately believe in and I feel that we should work together. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Your words are very encouraging. We truly see in you a wetland ambassador who can help connect our knowledge, our learnings to political masters who take decisions. And we also undertake that your message of connecting to people, bringing down science to the last person, the last mile, we will continue working on it, sir. So before we propose a vote of thanks to you, I'll request Dr. Kaul to show to the audience the publications that have been unveiled by Mr. Prabhu. This is a theme poster which shows how wetlands and water are connected in a landscape. This has been done by our team here. Thank you so much, sir. So this is a newsletter that has been brought out on the theme of wetland governance, which also reflects some of your concerns on how people, society, and ecosystems can connect. Thank you so much, sir. This is the guidebook on wetlands and water, written for common people to understand how what wetland hydrology is and why wetland and water managers should talk to each other for a secure future. And finally, sir, sorry to keep you waiting for long, but this is a guidebook on management of high altitude wetlands, something that has received very little attention. These are out of sight, nestled in the Himalayas. We hope that these books will be useful. Sir, it is your kind words, your words of encouragement that keep us going, keep us committed. And we promise, sir, that each of your visions will be realized on ground and under your support and guidance. Thank you, sir, for being with us. We will now close formally the introductory session of